And I'm live. I got my heat going. Not gonna turn it off today because I'm cold. This is week 7, day 2, super death grind. Getting real grindy in here. Going insane grind for 2 years. So some updates. I'm currently trying to quit caffeine. Oh, it's 4 in the morning, by the way. I woke up at 2:30 today. I'm tired, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired today, and I think it's because I didn't have my night caffeine. I don't know. I've heard from people that have done things from other people. Heard from a person that's hard to quit caffeine, but I'm doing it. I'm committed to doing it. So I'm not just doing it cold turkey because I think that's a recipe for disaster. I'm slowly whittling down my caffeine intake. So basically, I usually have a quad shot, Red Bull 30, Diet Coke, maybe half an energy drink at night with electrolytes before bedtime. And I usually wake up on the nose. This morning was a little different. I woke up and my son was screaming. I have a 2-year-old. So he was not a happy camper. So I had to get him. He did not want to go back to bed, but he did want to go back to bed with us, which was no bueno, right? Because he's just going to kick you in the face. That's what he does. He's a face kicker all day long. So woke up to him screaming bloody murder. Don't know why he's been doing that last few nights. So I had to sit with him there. And I was contemplative about going back to bed because I was still tired. So this was about 2:30. And then I was like, nah, ain't gonna do it. So I didn't do it. And I got up, cleaned the house. House was a wreck. So I usually, fun fact, morning routine is the following: get out of bed, find my AirPods, throw in something. Usually I've been vibing on Jim Rohn lately. He's the OG self-development guy. Jim Rohn. If you haven't heard of him now, you know. You can't go back. Jim Rohn. Give him a look on the Google or YouTube. Good guy. But yeah, throw the AirPods in, listen to some Jim Rohn. Actually, today I listened to some Tom Bilyeu. And then during that process, I will clean the house. So, if the house is a wreck when we go to bed, that's fine. I clean it first thing when we get up, as long as the dishes are being ran so I can put them away. So I'll usually clean the house, listen to that stuff. I will do sit-ups or crunches, whatever you want to call them. Earlier in the year, I was doing 100 every week, and then I was adding on 100 every next week, and I think I got up to like 1,200 or something crazy like that, which was just too much. It was taking too long to do. But now I do 500 sit-ups every day because it doesn't take that long. It takes like 6-7 minutes. I did some meditation, do some Wim Hof. I did some Wim Hof today. So I know I don't have COVID, guys, because I had COVID way back in like March when I was traveling through Seattle, right when COVID hit. I came back, had a fever, had headaches. I've never had headaches, man. I never have headaches. I could be the most hungover person in the world and have a smidgen of a headache, if any. But I had like really bad headaches. So I think I already had COVID, but I woke up with a tickle in my pickle here. But I don't feel sick. I don't have like sniffles. I don't feel feverish. And I attribute that to me yelling my face off yesterday. I had one of them. It was only me and one other guy here in the office because I gave our staff the day off because it was Columbus Day. So I was just on super hype mode. But so I was like, man, I'm tired. Am I getting sick or whatever? But no, I feel good. I feel good right now. I'm just a little tired. And so going back to the morning routine, do all that stuff, cold showered up, I don't do warm shower before or anything like that. Just straight as cold as the water will go. And I'm in Alaska, so it goes super cold. If you're in Hawaii trying to take a cold shower, California, it ain't the same, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been there, I've done it. It ain't the same. When you have that cold, cold Alaska water, it's hitting you 1 degree above freezing. It's hitting you at 33 degrees, man. I'm serious. I haven't measured it, but I'm pretty sure. Fact check me. Fact check me. And then, basically, so all throughout that time frame, sand shower, because I don't want to destroy my AirPods. I'm just still listening to something meditative-y, self-develop me, maybe not a whole lot of podcasts lately because I feel like podcasts are just filled with a lot of fluff for time's sake. Shout out Joe Rogan, love you though. Maybe you're Illuminati though. Hashtag who knows. Hashtag super Illuminati now that you did the Spotify deal. But sometimes audiobooks, same thing with audiobooks, man. I feel sometimes like they're just straight garbage. You listen, to 20 minutes, and you're like, I get it. And then it's just, 3 hours more of the same thing they just said in 20 minutes. But so most of the time I listen to like YouTube stuff, sometimes interviews with people, Tom Bilyeu, Impact Theory, just kind of varies, but always every day for about an hour while I do that routine and or meditate and or do Wim Hof. And did a little extra Wim Hof today. If you don't know Wim Hof, shout out to Wim Hof for breathing and meditation exercises. And I took the cold shower. And yeah, I mean, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, am I getting sick? I heard, there's COVID cases and freaking out. And not that I really care about getting sick from COVID because A, I already had COVID, but B, my immune system is that of enlightened monk, warrior, death dragon, man, lady, boy, warrior, tiger, liger. It's just amazing right now. So, yeah, because I just can't be sick right now. I can't slow down. I can't do it. Ain't going to do it. Ain't going to let my body do it. So that's kind of my morning routine. Then I come here. I kind of usually listen to some bangers in the car to hype me up a little bit. And lately I've been saying, with some caveats and some exceptions to a lot of times what I'll say is I'll have different sayings in my head. Pivot is one of them. Sometimes you encounter a problem and your previously thought solution doesn't work. So what do you got to do? You got to pivot. Shout out to the Modicep boys for bringing that to my attention. Beyond that, what else do I say? Lean into. So this is a lot of times what I'll do in the morning when I listen to something meditative or when I'm on the drive listening to music. So if I'm on a drive, guys, I'm listening to one or two things. Maybe three things are going on. A, dead silence. Love dead silence. B, listening to bangers. C, listen to like a motivational is not the right word, but like educational insight from people in the know. So lean into is another saying what I have. So sometimes, and this is one of the caveats, if I wake up and I'm a little angry for no good reason, I may lean into that. And what I mean by that is sometimes you have moods, and I've learned instead of always trying to fight your moods, you lean into it and you use it, right? Sometimes we have weird energy, crazy energy. Sometimes we have angry energy, lean into it. The other day, last week sometime, I woke up a little angry for no good reason. I don't even know why I was angry, if I'm being honest, because there's nothing to be angry about in my life right now. Aside from the fact that I need to go at a vicious pace and I still have to sleep. Sleeps for the week. But I was listening to I was like, man, you know what I'm feeling right now? I'm feeling some death metal. I'm feeling some angry ass music. So I played some death metal. And it didn't occur to me until later to the day. I was just kind of, and I couldn't really shake that aggression. And it wasn't particularly good aggression. So I learned that leaning into isn't always beneficial if you lean heavily into certain moods. There was a night last week. What day was it? It was maybe Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. So I made the Saturdays are normal work days. So I made the vital mistake of taking a break from work, and I went home, which I don't normally do, to see my kids and stuff. And it was heartbreaking because, anytime I come home, they're like, "Daddy, Daddy." And then I had to leave, and I went outside, stayed a little bit longer than I thought I would. I was skating with my daughter, and it was really sad to leave them. And then, so on my drive home, I was still kind of sad from that. And I kind of leaned into some sad music, and it just got me on a tailspin of sadness. I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. But so I have some of those sayings: pivot, lean into. I have a bunch of other sayings I constantly repeat in my head, but I can't think of them right now. So lean into is only effective in certain circumstances, and you just kind of have to use your gauge of, okay, if I lean into this emotion, will it be a transient phase into another emotion, or will leaning into this emotion send me on a tailspin and spiral of death? So lean into, pivot. Some really good sayings. I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people realize how important self-speak is when you are by yourself, for yourself. Because here's the thing: you can escape everyone in this world. You can lock yourself in a room. You can lock yourself in a closet, but you still got one person in that room, and that's yourself. You are stuck with yourself. I'm sure we've all had a thought when we were a kid: am I crazy? Can you hear your own thoughts? Am I insane? And to answer that question, A, yes, you are. But B, everyone does that. So you're a person you're stuck with, whether you like it or not, 24/7. There's no separation unless you get super high on acid or something like that. Maybe you split into two people. I don't know. Never done acid. Maybe I will someday. Who knows? It's a crazy world. But you're always stuck with yourself. So with the self-speak you say is vitally important in life. Whatever you tell yourself is probably true. That Henry Ford quote: whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Whether you think you are or aren't, you're also right. Because it just sends you on a direction. I mean, we're all on a trajectory. Where you ultimately end up in that trajectory has a lot to do with goals, with motivation, with clear and concise thoughts, with repetitive, daily, monotonous, grindy action. But most notably, I think it all starts with self-speak, because in the back of your mind, if you believe you can't do something, or you believe you're inadequate, or you believe you will never find the solution to an answer, you're probably right. You're not going to. You have to always be thinking, I will find the solution. This is the answer. I will find the answer. I can do all things. So, kind of in that the mindset of, lean into, pivot, I have a lot of sayings I tell myself, and I constantly will catch myself in my own head thinking to myself, and I will correct those thoughts. Whether I'm like, oh man, I can't do this, or this is hard, or maybe I should give up. Hell no. Especially when I work out or something like that, I could think to myself, I could just quit, but no, I don't. Jacob is here, guys. We're doing a live stream, Jacob. He's feeling it today. I can tell. I can tell from the walk. But yeah, self-speak, vitally important. And you really need to constantly correct the self-speak in your mind if it does not fall in line with your ultimate objectives, morals, ethics, sacrifice, grind. These are all factors in self-thought, because I always say you do what you know by default. So if someone, and a good example of this, back in the day, I used to do the MMMs, the mums, mixed martial arts, whatever you want to call it, the jujitsus, the kickboxes, the Muay Thais, in fighting, or any, well, I guess most combat sports where you got to get punched in the face. But a saying we had back in the day is, you're going against a black belt in jiu-jitsu, you punch them in the face a couple times, they turn into a brown belt. And the ideology behind that is, you're standing up fighting with someone, you punch them in the face and you default to what you know.
Who'd you punch in the face?
No, I'm talking about saying back in the day we had in MMA. So if like you're, because I'm saying you always default to what you know. So if you were going against like a black belt in jujitsu, you always say you punch them in the face a couple of times and they turn into a brown belt because that's what they know. You know, they're not a stand-up fighter. They haven't been doing it, haven't been boxing their whole life since they were 5. To punch people in the
So if you
face.
punch me in the face, I'm just gonna like get a cheeseburger and beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
But so going back on that, the self-speak you tell yourself is your default. If you say I'm inadequate, I'm scared, I don't know if I can do this, you get punched in the face enough times, you will default to that thing. So it is vitally important as well that you constantly analyze your self-speak and tell yourself some good shit about yourself. Surface around. Because you're probably an awesome human. We're all awesome humans if we believe it and we do things that are good. Because thought without action is actually nothing. Ideas without massive action are actually nothing. That's all I got for today. 16 minutes. Not bad. Now I'm going to start my day. Peace out, Boy Scout.